So now we're going to go into the exact 10 pieces of this law of attraction puzzle. Okay, these are the things that have to be done if you have any chance of wanting to get what you want. The first one obviously starts with our vision and our purpose. Okay, what is your vision? Where do you see yourself in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? What is your ultimate goal? Where do you see yourself at the end of the line? When all is said and done, what was your purpose in life? What did you achieve? What do you want to be your legacy? Could have even put that on here. Your legacy. What do you want your legacy to be? Okay? So you've got to have a vision of what it's going to look like when it's all done. When this thing that you're trying to attract to you is actually has occurred, what does that look like? What's that picture? You've got to be able to see that. You've got to be able to visualize that. And visualization is very tough for a lot of people. It was tough for me. It still is. I have to really concentrate and focus on visualization. But you know what? It works. Use pictures. It's the easiest way to do it. Find pictures of the things you want. Okay? The places you want to go. The money you want to have. Whatever. Get pictures of it. Put it in front of you. I got on my goal board 3 $1 million bills on it. Sure, they're not real, but to me, I feel like they are. Right? If they were, man, that'd be cool. They don't make them now, but you get the point. Okay, you've got to put these things. You need to have a goal board. You need to have a vision board. This allows these things to become very much more real for you in your life. So that's number one. Number one is getting that and laying it out for yourself. The second is having the proper mindset and having the attitude of gratitude, being grateful for what you already have, waking up every day and saying thank you for this roof over my head and the breakfast I'm going to have and, you know, the clothes that I'm putting on. It's the simple things that, you know, the majority of the world doesn't have. We take for granted. And really, we shouldn't take anything or anyone for granted. We should be grateful for the person that we're married to. We should be grateful for the children that we have, for the parents that we have, right? All of these things most people never give a second thought to unless something happens and it forces them to think about it. So think how much better off we would all be if we were that much more grateful on a daily basis for the little things that we have. And what that will do is absolutely put you in that proper mindset. It'll put you in that good attitude. It will get you starting your day off feeling great, and feeling wonderful, and feeling grateful. It's so powerful. If you've watched The Secret, many of the people in The Secret, they talk about this. They wake up in the day, in the middle of the, in the morning, and they start thanking, with every step. They're thanking, the universe. They're being thankful for what they've got. Okay, super, super important. Okay, that's the second thing. The third is what you know, right? What do you know? What do you need to know? Okay, this is where self-improvement comes into play. If we don't know all the answers, well, we got to go get them. We got to go buy a book, buy an ebook, take a seminar, go online, do some research, get to the library. It's what we know that's going to allow us to get from point A to point B. And if we don't know how to get there, it's either going to happen because of dumb luck or it's never going to happen. So we've got to know, and it's all about what you know and what you need to know, and that continual process of learning. Never, ever stop learning. Never, ever stop improving. There's always a better way. And when you find a good way of doing something, set that as your benchmark, and then measure other options up to that benchmark. And when you find an option that does better, make that your benchmark. And you just continue that process with every single thing that you're looking to achieve. And if you do that, you can't help but get better and better and better and get closer and closer and closer to the goals and the things that you've set out to attract to yourself. So again, that's number 3. Number 4, time management, the proper time management. It is so easy to fritter away the days. It is so easy for us to make excuses as to why we don't need to do something right now. Well, I'm not feeling too great, or well, I'm a little tired, or I have to go there in a little while, so it's not worth starting it right now. Baloney. Proper time management. Set it in your schedule. From this time to this time, I'm working on this. From this time to this time, I'm working on that. From here to there is when I'm running around and doing my errands. Chunk your time together. Put the same sort of things together that make sense and do them all at once. If you got to do some errands, don't go out 3 times during the day to do them. Go out once and get them all done at once. Simple time management is so key, and it allows us to be super efficient and super effective and make the most of every minute we have, because we all only have 24 hours in the day, rather, right? But some people do amazing things in those 24 hours. Other people don't. It's not like anybody's got more than the next person. Some people may sleep a little less, but we've all got to sleep every day. We've all got to take some time out and eat every day. So really that 24 hours is not all usable time. Maybe 12 of it is, maybe 10 of it is, maybe 8 of it is, maybe 16 of it is. It all depends on you and your schedule and the type of person you are. Okay, so time management. Get very disciplined with your time management. Now, having the daily and monthly and even a yearly action plan that is written down, it can't be in your head. It doesn't work. It's got to be written down. You've got to look at it every day, and you've got to have not just a micro view of your day, seeing what you got to do hour to hour, minute to minute, right? But you've got to have a macro view of what it is that you're trying to do. And it may be something that is going to take a month or 2 or 3 to do. It may take something that's going to take a year or 2 or 3 to do. It may take 5 years. It may take 10 years. Who knows? Whatever these goals are. But you've got to have it written down, and you've got to know where you stand every day and every month and every year so that you can measure your progress moving forward. And when we measure our progress and we can hold it up and say, okay, this is what I'm going to get done today, this is what I'm going to get tomorrow, by the end of the month, these are the things that I wish to accomplish and have completed. Man, at the end of the day or the end of the month or the end of the year, when you go back and you review it, right, because you got to go back and review things to make sure you're staying on track at some point, you're going to say, wow, I'm getting stuff done. And when you're getting stuff done and you just keep chipping away at the stone, you just keep making those little steps, right, one after the other. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with what? One step, right? It doesn't happen all at once. Not one big, huge step. It's a bunch of little steps. All right? So we have to begin somewhere and then just keep working at it. Number 6, I mentioned a second ago under time management, we have to be disciplined with that. Well, self-discipline is absolutely imperative. We have to be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, you need to get disciplined. You need to be committed. And the way you get committed is by knowing why it is that you're doing what it is that you're doing, right? So we have to be disciplined. We have to know that there's a sense of urgency that surrounds what it is that we're trying to accomplish. If you want to set a goal out there and get something done within a month's time, it better not take you half a year. And if it does, there's something wrong with your commitment level. There's something wrong with the amount of discipline. There's something wrong with your time management. There's something wrong somewhere. Okay, so we need to identify that and fix it. Fix it. And we do that through constant self-improvement. Now 7, we talked about this at length a few minutes back, is positive emotional state. We've got to stay in that positive place. Being in a negative place doesn't do anybody any good, least of all ourselves. Okay, and of course it doesn't do any good for anybody around us. Who wants to be around somebody who's negative all the time? Not me, and I'm sure not you. You want to be around positive people, with people that are full of energy, people that are positive and always seem to see the good in things and see the bright side of it. See the cup is half full, not half empty, right? Stay in that positive emotional state, and the rest of this will just come at you that much more quickly. Okay, I'm not going to hash on that anymore because we spent some time on that already. Number 8 is responsibility and accountability. We are the ones who are responsible for our own actions. We can't blame others. When we play the blame game, it's not helping us at all. It's simply trying to shift the blame and shift it away from us when, in fact, we are in control of our own destiny. We are the masters of our own domain. We are the ones that have to say, if it's to be, it's up to me. I'm accountable for my actions. I'm responsible for what's happening, good or bad. And if it's good, great. You're going to feel good about that, and you're going to want to take the responsibility, right? And you're going to want to be accountable when things are going great. But they don't always go great. And when they don't, we have to be responsible for that too and say, you know what? I know it's because of me that this is not getting done, or that this is not happening. Okay, or this is why I'm not achieving these things, because I just, I haven't been doing the things that need to be done to get me there. So we have to have a certain sense of great responsibility here, not to just to us, but as I talked a little bit ago, to the people around us, our family, our friends, our community, to everybody. It's a great responsibility that each individual has. And so we have to recognize that, and we have to act on it. Support structure. This is those around us that are supportive of us, right? We have to have people around us that are, that have the same sort of mindset, okay? And if they don't, it's extremely hard for us to stay where we need to in terms of our mental state, in terms of what we need to get done, okay? We need to also give back. We have to be, those that support us, in turn, we have to turn around and support others, okay? Whether it means by, doing something of service to make make that contribution back to society. And it'll help everything else even come at you even faster, because now you're giving of yourself. It could just be your time. You don't have to give money, right? We can give back in many, many different ways. Hopefully we all make tons of money. We can give a lot of money to charity and do a lot of good with it in our communities, in our, with our family and our friends. But there are many ways that we can do this that don't have to cost us a dime. And so having this support structure that helps us needs to be coming from those around us, but then we have to also not be, selfish about it. We've got to also pay it back, right? Pay it forward. We've got to spread it around and give it back to those that need it the most. There are plenty of people in this world that are a lot less fortunate than we are, of no choice of their own. And I'm speaking of children. Children's charities are really the one that's the closest to me, because I feel that, children don't have a whole lot of control over their situation. And, it's unfortunate. I talked to my wife I was talking before about, going away and trying to take a little break from things. And, as a teacher, she sees a lot of heartache. She sees a lot of challenges that children have in her classroom that they have no control over. And it's a sad thing. I mean, half the kids she wants to adopt, but you just can't. You got to, take a certain stance and just do what you can with the time that you've got. But it's something. Okay, it's something. And then number 10 is the constant refining of our goals and our priorities, because situations change, priorities change, our goals change, right? The goal we set out today is probably not going to look exactly the same today as it is 5 years from now. So we've got to do that constant refining of our goals. And, the beginning of the year, even, every couple of times a year, even quarterly, is it, you should constantly be reviewing your goals and saying, is this still what I want? Or have my priorities changed? Have my goals changed a little bit? Okay, and if they have, that's great. They should be changing as time goes on, but take the time to go back and refine them. Take the time to go back and adjust those goals to your current situation, to the current circumstances, to what has happened since you initially, came up with those things. So very important. But those, as I see them, are really the 10 pieces of the puzzle here of what we need to do if we want to get what we want, if we want to harness the power of the law of attraction, if we want to bring to us the people, the places, the things, the situations that we need to have happen so that we can propel ourselves forward toward that ideal that we've set out there, that goal or goals that we've set out there in every aspect of our lives, personally, professionally, financially, health-wise, relationship-wise, okay? Every aspect of your life needs to be held up to these 10 pieces here, and see where do you stand with them. And I think it's an eye-opening experience when you do that. And as I said, it takes time to do that. Okay, so those are our 10 pieces. I hope you've jotted those down.